What's up, YouTube? Poor Man Podcast back with another video. Today's video is going to be why pro-abortion feminists are still miserable with Sue Browder. For those who don't know who Sue Browder is, she used to be an editor for Cosmopolitan magazine. She openly admits to lying and pandering to women, basically to sell more magazines. They would lie about certain facts, certain statistics, and certain polls to basically sway women. Women's opinions that like when the women didn't really know much about the topics. Okay. And it obviously had a huge effect on where we are today, but I'm gonna go ahead and get right into the video. Let's see what she got to say.
Feminism was once a unifying movement calling for equal opportunity for women. That is, until feminism united with the sexual revolution in 1967 and reduced women to little more than career-focused sex objects.
Pretty much what it is nowadays. We're being
this
honest.
Old style of pro-abortion feminism, which is carried over from the 1960s and 1970s, focuses on sexual power as the primary battleground between men and women, but it hasn't made anyone happy. On the contrary, this antiquated form of feminism, which reduces a woman's personhood to her sexuality and her career, frequently backfires, and this fills women with loneliness, rage, and fear. Consider, for example, two main architects of the old sex as power feminism. Cosmopolitan magazine editor Helen Gurley Brown, a leading abortion promoter, claimed to have it all except children. Her magazine promised women that a career and sex without the kids will make you happy. Yet, at age 73, despite her childless wealth and brilliant career, Helen wasn't happy and didn't know why. She complained it was no fun to wake up scared every morning.
And that's where, let me just get into this a little bit. Now I see so many people, and I find it so weird that we're in this point where even women are saying they don't want to have children. And I know that a lot of women are going to give pushback, but your body is literally designed to have and carry and nurture children. That's what your whole body, you have breasts to feed children. You have wider hips to carry children. You have a womb to develop a child. So to see that there are so many women in today's society that say that they don't want to have any kids at all, I just find that really weird. And I think it comes from a microwave happiness society. We want to do everything in the now to get immediate happiness. All right, but that's not how fulfillment works, okay? Fulfillment usually means suffering for a little bit to obtain something in the future that truly keeps you satisfied. For example, you can eat pizza all day, right? Everybody loves pizza. It tastes good, but if you overdo pizza, if you eat too much pizza, you'll be 400 pounds, and that doesn't have you happy. You're not happy then. You're only happy in the very in the very incremental moment that you're eating the pizza. You go out and drink. You're only happy in the 2 or 3 hours, maybe 4 hours when you're drunk. And maybe I'm underestimating some of y'all. Maybe y'all go drink all day. But you get what I'm saying. Then the next day you're suffering and you're hungover, right? Pretty much everything that gives you immediate happiness, there's always a drawback. That includes sex. But for some reason, when it comes to sex, we're just like, you don't have to have any discipline, male or female. You just go out and do whatever you want to do. And according to the statistics, and I've quoted them a few times in previous videos, so I'm not going to go over all of them again. But there are long-term effects to just going out and being a glutton for sex, because that's exactly what it is. And people are sometimes willing to sacrifice their later for their now. So sometimes you'll see women going out being promiscuous with 5-10 different dudes, and that affects them in the long haul in terms of their marriages and how long and how happy they will be in their marriages. So there are always effects to immediate happiness, and I don't think a lot of people understand that. If you go out and buy the new tennis shoes now, the latest tennis shoes, that means you didn't put that money away to invest it so it can compound in the future. So anytime you want to go further in life, it's about sacrificing the now for the later, and that's what I think is true fulfillment. So when it comes to giving birth, you're sacrificing obviously a lot as a woman towards your body, but it's for the fulfillment at the end of the day. When you're 80 years old, there's somebody there that cares about you. But let's continue the video.
Then there was pro-abortion lesbian feminist Kate Millett, who wrote the flaming bestseller Sexual Politics. At age 35, Kate was so famous that she had her face on the cover of Time magazine. Yet in an article she wrote nearly 30 years later, she complained of loneliness, a sense of failure,
Bingo.
and a life without purpose. Before her death, at age 82, poor, sad Kate had attempted suicide 6 times. Are these the types of feminists, the ones who exhibit depression, disdain, and loneliness, really the sort of role models we want for our next generation of young women to follow? Pro-abortion feminism, which focuses primarily on sexual pleasure, power, and money as the roads to freedom, has not made most women happy. Sex as power feminism has betrayed women by encouraging self-centered men to view us merely as ambitious sex objects. In a world where women are rejecting the label of feminism because of the old feminism's radical pro-abortion and sexual politics, how can we bring back a movement of joy and empowerment? We must step inside into the peace and joy of the new sex as love feminism, the authentic feminism, the truly feminism that empowers women, the real feminism that defines women not merely by our sex organs or by our careers, but by who we are as whole persons in the eyes of God and the good men who love us. We must take back feminism and include the voices of women who are pro-life.
Okay, so this video turns out, it seems to be, she is still feminist, but she believes that where we have gone has gone too far. And I can get it. I get it, right? At some point, women weren't allowed to vote. You didn't have certain rights. Now you have all the rights, though, right? So I don't really see a purpose in continuing to believe that men are all part of some patriarchy that's we're sitting around some round table and saying, how can we take advantage of it? The one thing that a lot of people miss is this. And this goes for a lot of oppressed groups and a lot of people who are have it harder, basically, is even the white, like when you say like white men are like the problem, whatever, even those men, it's only a small percentage of those men that are even successful. All right, if you look at the majority of white guys, they're regular, average, working white dudes, right? Like there's no, like they're not. Right? You get what I'm saying? Like, we're talking about a very small percent of elite people. And even in that elite percentage, there's another small percent of elite people that have the wealth. Okay, we're talking about just wealth distribution. So that kind of idea of everybody has their fight, basically, is what I'm saying. And in this particular example, let me go back to the video, because this pertains more to the video. I don't understand how women believe that sexual liberation movement was ever for them, and it completely strips all of your power away if you're a woman. The sexual liberation movement was funded by men, okay? Very wealthy, very powerful men. Why? Because very wealthy, very powerful men are the ones that win at the end of the day if women are quote unquote sexually liberated. Now they can have sex with as many women as they want, because it seems that if women have the choice and they have no stigma towards who they have sex with, they have no conscience of who they have sex with, they'll choose to have sex with the richest person they can get. And they will continue to do that until you fall into obscurity, right? So it seems that the people who funded the movement did it for a purpose, and it seems that they are the ones that are reaping all the benefits. But if you look at the average people, the average men are the ones suffering for the most part, and the women. All right, you got the out of wedlock rate going through the roof. Divorce rates going through the roof. All right, less women are happier in their marriages because they've had premarital sex with too many partners. And there's statistics and data to back me up. I'm not making all this stuff up. I'll leave it in the description below. But I'm not going to go too far into that. Till next time.